when my parents tried to use my $750,000 inheritance to pay off my brother's gambling debt. They had no idea I'd already locked it away in a trust they couldn't touch. So I just sat back and watched the chaos unfold. Hi everyone, I'm Kira, I'm 30, and up until last week, I just thought my family was a little dysfunctional. Turns out, they're masters of financial manipulation, too. It all started when my grandfather passed away. In his will, he left me $750,000, no strings attached. There was this one single line that explained everything. For Kira, the only one who never asked for a dime. I was floored. I had no idea he'd changed the will. He always used to say that his estate would be split evenly between me, my brother Tyler, and our parents. But things had changed over the years. My brother Tyler had spiraled. He got deep into gambling, drinking, and my parents, instead of helping him, just enabled him every single step of the way. I decided to keep the inheritance to myself, just for a little while, to figure out what to do. But as you know, probate filings aren't exactly private. A cousin of mine who works as a legal aid gave me a heads up. She called and said, "Kira, you need to be careful. If your parents start digging, they're going to find out about the money." That's all I needed to hear. I knew I had to act fast. So I did what any sensible person would do. I hired a lawyer. Together, we created an irrevocable trust. This put the money completely out of reach, not just for them, but for me too, for a full 6 months. It was locked down, secure, and completely untouchable. I made absolutely sure of it. Then, just as I predicted, the text message arrived. It was from my mum. "Family meeting this Sunday. No excuses." The tone alone told me everything. This wasn't a friendly get-together. It was an ambush. I walked in on Sunday, and the scene was exactly what I'd imagined. Tyler was there, looking pale and fidgeting nervously. My mum was wearing this tight, forced smile, pretending everything was fine. And my dad stood there, puffed up and ready to fix what he saw as my money problem. He didn't waste any time. "Kira," he started, "we need to talk about your inheritance." My mom jumped in right after. "Tyler's in some trouble, honey." I just reached into my bag, pulled out a folder, and set it right on the dining room table. "You mean this inheritance?" I asked, as I laid out the trust papers one by one. The official seal, the signatures, everything. The one that I locked away 6 months ago. The one that none of you, I looked at each of them, can legally touch. The color drained from my mom's face. My dad's jaw clenched so hard I thought he might crack a tooth. And Tyler, he just froze, like a deer in headlights. I stood up. "That was your mistake," I said, and I walked out without looking back. For a few days, there was just silence. A heavy, angry silence. Then the next phase of their plan began. My Aunt Linda, my mum's sister, invited me to lunch. She was all smiles, acting like she was doing me some huge favor. Kira, they're not asking for everything, she said, stirring her iced tea. They just want enough to keep Tyler safe. He's your brother. He racked up another gambling debt, didn't he? I asked, not even bothering to pretend I was surprised. She sighed dramatically. He's scared, Kira. He made a mistake, and I'm still the family scapegoat who's expected to clean up the mess. I shot back. She tried a different tactic. Your grandpa wouldn't want the family torn apart over money. That one almost made me laugh. You're absolutely right, I said. That's exactly why he gave the money to me and not to them. The lunch ended pretty quickly after that, but they weren't done yet. A few days later, Tyler showed up at my workplace. He stormed in, his eyes all red and puffy, looking completely unhinged. You'd really let your own brother get hurt over money? He screamed at my desk for all my colleagues to hear. You are so selfish. You always have been. It was a full-blown tantrum. Thankfully, security was there in a flash and escorted him out while he was still shouting, "I hope you're proud of yourself." And you know what? In that moment, for the first time in my life, I was genuinely proud of myself for standing my ground and protecting myself. That same night, the public campaign started. My mum posted on Facebook, "It's so sad when some people value money more than their own family." And of course, the comments poured in. All these relatives and family friends. "Oh, you poor things, we're sending you our love. Family should always come first." It was disgusting. Then, things escalated. A plain envelope appeared at my door. No postage, no return address. Inside was a fake legal letter, poorly written and full of errors, demanding I pay them $250,000 or face consequences. I actually laughed out loud. My lawyer, however, did not find it funny at all. He said, "Kira, this isn't a legal threat. This is emotional extortion, and it's a form of harassment." So we fought back. We drafted a 17-page cease and desist letter. We included everything. Screenshots of my mum's Facebook posts, copies of the text messages, a detailed account of Tyler's outburst at my office. We had receipts for everything. We sent it to my parents, my brother, and even my aunt. And then, they finally went quiet. But not for long. The family group chat, which I'd been ignoring, suddenly exploded. My mum wrote, "After all we've done for you, you're this cold-hearted." My dad added, "She's turned her back on her family when we need her most." I had enough. I typed out one final reply. "I protected what's mine. I will not be your ATM, and I won't be manipulated ever again." Then I hit send, left the group chat, and blocked every single one of them. A few weeks went by, and then, as it always does, karma came knocking. The dangerous people that Tyler owed money to weren't bluffing. They filed liens against his car and, even better, against my parents' house, since they'd co-signed on his loans. Suddenly, all the family members who had been mocking me were blowing up my phone, begging me to help. Just give them 100,000, Kira. Be the bigger person. I didn't even bother to write a reply. I just sent them all a single screenshot of the trust document with the words irrevocable trust, no access, highlighted. Then I blocked them too. But here's the final incredible twist. When my grandfather's lawyer first contacted me about the inheritance, he gave me a sealed envelope from my grandpa. He told me to open it only if my family caused trouble. Inside was a letter and a hidden clause from the will. It read, "If my son or daughter or their son Tyler ever formally contests Kira's inheritance, they will forfeit their own rights to the remainder of the estate." It turns out the $750,000 wasn't all of it. There was another $140,000 set aside for them. But because they tried to stronger me, it was now all mine. So now I'm packing my bags, I'm moving to a new city, getting a new number, and starting a new life. There's no guilt, no family drama, just peace. My mom's latest Facebook post said, "It's funny how money changes people." And you know what? She's absolutely right. It changed me from a people pleaser who was always taken for granted into someone who is finally free. My advice to anyone out there in a similar situation: protect your peace. Set your boundaries and enforce them, no matter what. And when things get messy, trust a good lawyer more than you trust a tearful plea. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you enjoyed it or it resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content. I'll see you in the next one.